Walking Dead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets. Mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors, armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language. These beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
Hey.
What's happening?
How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Just seen you today.
I know.
We watched Wayne's World this morning. That's random.
Yeah. We were gonna chuck the Demeter on, but
Yeah.
Sunday morning hungover, gotta chuck a comedy on, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done that. I go up to your place, like I say, every month, maybe 6 weeks probably. I've been pretty consistent, and we tend to gravitate towards a comedy on Sunday.
Yeah. Nothing too grim.
Yeah, because I watched most of the voyage of the Demeter. I thought it was when I saw it written, I always thought it was the Dementor, and I kept saying the Dementor.
I did as well. Yeah.
But the Demeter. But yeah, do you know, it was a good shout putting Wayne's World on because it's fucking great.
Yeah, what did we watch last night though, Jenks? Drunk?
Demons 2. Fucking awesome. Yeah.
So good.
I know.
But before we got to Demons 2, we did like a 2-hour trek. For some reason, right, we're in the pub having a few drinks, and it's about a 10-minute drive. This pub from my house is about a 10-minute drive. And I look on Google Maps and it says a 2-mile walk. So Jenks goes, why don't we just walk back to your house? And because we're good citizens, we're not going to drink drive.
Yeah.
We walked back to my house. It took us 2 hours in the boiling hot sun. I had 2 cans of vodka and Coke. You had whatever you had, gin and tonic.
I had some very manly 2 cans of gin and tonic.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had a woman on a can.
Yeah.
Do you know, right? It wasn't that we took 2 hours because you were drunk and slow. It was just, I call bullshit and that being 2-mile walk, innit?
Yeah.
That was
definitely wasn't 2 miles.
Yeah. Unless we've been off the beaten track, it was not 2 miles, no chance.
No. I know my way round. There's no shortcuts, Jenks. There's no off the beaten track. Google Maps is wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. Do you know, right? I really enjoyed this today because we had a drink in your garden and we did a film quiz.
I battered the film quiz. Come on.
Yeah, do you know what? It wasn't fair though because you had multiple choice and the one you phoned me didn't have any. Unfair. But I got Rosebud. You did, and I'll my hat's off for that one. Yeah, and then we watched Demons 2. It was great. I haven't seen it for like 30 fucking years probably.
It's funny because you said to me, because you wanted to watch Demons 2, you said, oh, when's the last time you watched it? I said, oh, well, a couple of weeks ago. Never mind then. No, the reason I watched it a couple of weeks ago is because I watch it all the time. It doesn't matter if I seen it 2 weeks ago. Our brains work differently. I can rewatch films over and over.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait 30 years to watch it again.
Every 30 years I like to watch a film.
Every 30 years.
I'll be like 90 by the time I'm watching it again. No, I what it is. I don't know what it is. It's not always 30 years. Like there's some films I can jump on. Like not every week. Like I know you watch fucking The Thing every week. I've watched, like the other day I watched what's it called? This Is the End, right? The Seth Rogen comedy, right? Yeah. One of my favorite horror comedies ever. And I've seen that loads of times. And it's one of those, same as Shaun of the Dead. I can wait like just a few months and watch it and still enjoy it. But there's some films that it has to sit and I can't jump straight on it.
Right, let's say hello to a few people in the chat, then I'll run through some now. We've got Eli Cortez nice and early this time. What's up, Jenks and Curtis and all the Twisted Nights? Hope everyone has had a great weekend. Thanks for jumping on, Eli. Hope you've had a good one, pal. We've got Wendy Palfrey. Evening, Curtis and Jenks. Hi, Wendy. Hope you've had a nice weekend. We've got John Moran. Hello, I'll be joining late. Oh, come on, John.
Teasing us. Totally teasing us.
We've got Max Slavish. This is
Wax.
great. Nice intro. And they're Welsh. Yes. Ultra Welsh.
Wax.
2 Welsh.
Not Max.
Oh, Wax. Yeah, okay.
So
I seen AX and I assumed Max. We've got the Palf. Hey guys, hiya Palf. Hope you're doing good. Eli says Demons 2 is fucking great. It is one of the greatest sequels, horror movies, whatever you want to call it. It is one of the best.
Yes.
We've got Edward Jenkins, best Sunday film ever, Jenks Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Let's not bring up Legally Blonde again. Let's not go there. Eli Cortez says, I just saw Talk to Me. It was a pretty good movie. Oh, Eli, I think it's one of the best horror movies in the last 20 years, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I had a sense then
movie.
It's a pretty good movie that he wasn't as that fussed.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But my favourite movie of last year, of 2023.
2 years ago.
God, time goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's 2024 last year. What was our favourite? Oh, it was like, things like...
Substance.
And
Speak
things like
No Evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does feel like it's only a year ago. I can't believe it. It's mental.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
But yeah, I love Demon Street. It's it's cheesy in its 80s, but I don't care. The demons are absolutely.
Well, that's what's great about it. You're saying that as if that's a downside. Yeah, it was made in the 80s and it's cheesy. No, that's what's great about it.
The only bit that I wish that I could erase is the stupid gremlin scene.
Don't go into shit. Look, now. We're not reviewing Demons, right? I don't want to hear your opinion on it, right? We don't have to slag it off, Jenks.
No, I love it. You can,
because right, you're obsessed with, even if there's movies that you love, you're obsessed with picking holes in them and saying you would like to remove things. But yesterday, right, guys, we were having a chat about movies, and he said, "See, I think Pulp Fiction's a perfect movie, but This Is the End is a better movie." Because there isn't one scene in the movie that you would erase.
I never said that, you knob. Don't tell that.
But you're saying that This Is the End is more of a perfect movie than Pulp Fiction.
I said that there's not many films that I can't pick a hole in, and This Is the End I can't pick a hole in, including Shaun of the Dead. But I would say Pulp Fiction is probably the greatest movie ever. Doesn't mean to say you can't pick a few holes in.
Nah, you can. You can. Just appreciate the art.
The little gremlin scene was, I think, when did it come out? When did Demons 2 come out? 88, is it?
No, not that late.
It was after Gremlins, though, wasn't it? Obviously, Gremlins came out 84, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Demons 1 came out 83, maybe.
Yeah, so they were trying to cash in on the Gremlins critters thing, and to me, those demons, one scratch and you're infected, one bit of blood. But that demon, that little creature, was less threatening than anything. Like, it was just like you could throw it against the wall. The little boy as a demon was much scarier. Don't you think?
You done? No.
Anyway, shall we crack on?
Jenks is the Jeepers Creepers of movies. Lol, every 30 years he rewatches. That's it.
No.
And we've got Batshit Scary. Hiya, pal, how you doing?
One rule, I will watch Return of the Living Dead anytime. I would jump on that. I absolutely adore it. And
I'd say there's easily 50 films I would jump on any given day. Any given Sunday.
Shall we crack on with our first review?
Let's do it.
You and I watched this on Friday, and you watched it today.
I did. I watched it today.
Yeah, so I jumped in it. I wasn't looking forward to it because it had such bad reviews. Really, people, not terrible, but most people it's been negative.
Sometimes the reviews that I've been reading of Death of a Unicorn, sometimes they're worse because people are just like, I just didn't really care.
Well, that's the thing. So the plot is pretty straightforward. Paul Rudd and his daughter, Jenna Ortega, are driving to their boss's house. It's like a retreat. Like he's got to sign the contract for his boss, that played by Richard E. Grant. And en route, he hits what they think is like a deer or something. When they investigate it, it is a unicorn. And they chuck it in the back because it's illegal to run over animals in that sort of state, wherever they are, because the sign's up. And then it's still alive and it kind of cures her acne. And then it cures I'm not spoiling this in the trailer, and it cures Richard E. Grant's cancer, and they realise they can exploit this unicorn to sort of cure rich people because there's limited resources because there's only one unicorn. They can't replicate it with science. But then the mother of the unicorn, the injured unicorn, comes for a little child or whatever, and all hell breaks loose, and it's a nasty unicorn. But yeah, I thought this was okay. I don't think it was shit. I wish it was shitter so I could shit on it. I wish it was better so I could love it. It was the true meaning of a 3-star for me.
Yeah, and I hate to agree with you because this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and I'm not saying that I didn't have fun with this one. Both me and my girlfriend left cinema, and we both were like, you know what, that was a solid movie. Yeah. And like you, Jenks, I would give it a very solid 3 stars. The problem with this one, and I'll compare it to Cocaine Bear because it's got a similar sort of premise in terms of wackiness and comedy. I think the guy who wrote Cocaine Bear directed this, if I'm correct.
Right.
But the problem Cocaine Bear had was they spent too much time with the humans who we didn't really care about. And this one fell into that similar trap. I didn't care about any of the humans. I love Paul Rudd. It was nice seeing Paul Rudd in this type of movie. Jenna Ortega as well. She's become a great star. But Paul Rudd is a bit spineless in there. He only cares about pleasing these horrible people. Let's be honest, they're a horrible family who only care about the rich. Yeah. And they're this really high-end family with a bratty child played by the eyebrow kid.
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter. They're a horrible family. And then Paul Rudd's just a bit spineless. Jenna Ortega, she's the best thing in it. She's kind of always been on the unicorn side. Early on in the film, she has this sort of connection with the unicorn. So yeah, we spend a lot of time with these characters. I didn't care for any of them. And obviously, guys, people start dying. And when they died, I didn't care. But the deaths were friggin' awesome. There is some great deaths in this one. And I heard a lot about how bad the CGI was in this. I didn't see it. I thought the unicorns were more than serviceable. Not the best practical effects I've seen, but very good compared to other movies, and considering it's a lower scale budget compared to bigger movies. And the kills were great. There's some really good kills. They look great. They're done well. And the biggest problem of all, Jenks, it wasn't funny enough.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was walking home on Friday and I was thinking, what didn't I like about it? And I think, do you know what it is? It's not funny enough to be a comedy horror, and it's not horrifying enough to be a horror. It was just something. It's kind of didn't pay off either end. With Shaun of the Dead, it's very funny, and it has horrifying moments. But even if it didn't have horrifying moments, like the mother coming back in Shaun of the Dead, it wouldn't matter. It's just okay. It's a comedy horror. We don't need it to be scary. Yeah. This wasn't funny at all. I didn't laugh once. I don't think I even smiled. It was clearly like a light-hearted movie with quirky characters. Part of my problem as well was that, I know you're going to disagree, but I was rooting for Paul Rudd. I thought she was being a fucking brat at the start. Like, he was trying to get this deal down. And he said, like, I need this deal because we don't have to worry about money because they've lost the wife. He's lost his wife and her mother. And she kept on almost sabotaging it early on. And you're thinking, oh, fucking shut up. Let him fucking sign the contract.
I agree with you to a point, right? At a certain point in the film, I'm with you, right?
Yeah.
I was the exact same. Just shut your mouth. He's just about to become, let's say, partly wealthy. If he signs this deal with this company, they're going to make him a partner, and his life's going to change. He's going to have a great job. He's going to be earning loads of money, right?
Yeah.
So there's a part of the movie where I'm like, right, just shut your mouth. Whatever's happened, forget about it. Let him get through this day, smile at the table, eat your food, and go, right? But then once things started going sideways and he needed to be on his daughter's side and protect his daughter, And then when the wealthy family show their true side and how selfish and self-absorbed they are, he continues to go on this tirade of defending them and running with them. There's a bit where they go out into the woods on a hunt and she's like, please, Dad, do not do this. We know that the families have come for them now. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I need to please this family. I need to make sure I can get this deal done. And leaves his daughter on her own in the house to go off into the woods with his family. And then I was like, what a spineless git, like.
Do you know, so this is a non-spoiler review. So it gives healing properties. It's kind of explained that in the trailer, because Richard E. Grant has got cancer, and then he says it cures the cancer. But so she has the first taste that it can cure her acne. And it was trying to make out like she had this disfigurement. She had a few spots on her cheek. And it's like, it's gone. It's like, they had about 4 spots like on his cheek. And they even like, as if like she had a birthmark, a big something that was, it was so mild.
She goes, like, oh, my acne, that's not acne, right? Yeah. You're probably around the age where you're going to start getting a couple of spots. And she had 2 spots on each cheek. Yeah. I wish I had that many when I was a teenager. Yeah, let me tell you. I had acne.
So
that hurt, Jenks, you know?
I know people who've had like horrifying acne, like who have to have medication and they're left with scars. That is horrifying. She's got a tiny little breakout on the cheek.
Yeah.
It's like, it's gone. It's like, who cares? And they can also as well, like what I found is that they kind of believed, I know it's a quirky silly comedy, but they kind of believed that it could cure acne really quickly. Like, it's gone. Oh my God, can this cure my cancer as well? It's like, I think you jumped to that point way too quick.
Well, they have got scientists there, Jenks, who go into overload by testing these properties, right? So, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves and rinse too hard. Yeah. They did have like top flight.
Yeah, but that was before.
They're part of, and they're quite clued up in the medical world. I mean, that's their business, like.
I found as well, for me, the deaths were very repetitive. It was just horn through the belly. I think that happened a few times.
No, I didn't. I liked the deaths. The deaths were great. The best line in the movie. Now there is one line. I'll keep calling him the eyebrow kid. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
I know his name. There is one bit where I laughed out loud, and it's Will Poulter, the eyebrow kid. He goes off because he's sad. And all the electric in the house goes off and he comes running back in and he's like, what's going on? I'm trying to grieve. It's just like, as if someone's like disturbed his grieving.
I think the only time I had a slight, well, not chuckle, but I found it entertaining was when he makes a line of, of sort of a shred, like sort of shaved off, a unicorn horn. Yeah. And he does it so quick. And I got to say, it was funny doing that, but at the same time, we didn't really see the results. It just was implied that it got him high.
We do. He becomes super intelligent.
Did he?
Yes.
I can't remember. You know, I was a little bit dozy. I fell asleep a little bit.
He's saying things, and his mother's like, you don't know that. And he's like, I do. My brain's changed. I've got powers now. Like, I'm smart now.
Do you know what? He becomes
really intelligent.
There was a point in the film that I was dozing off a little bit, and I had to do the old cinema thing of sitting up straight, and shaking it off. And I think it was around that time.
Let's stop the review, right? Because you've just lost all credibility on reviewing this movie, right?
No, the film's lost credibility. I just said I fell asleep.
what I'll say, right, is if there's anyone in the chat that wants to watch it and hasn't watched it yet, I do recommend it, and I would still recommend you go watch this one in cinema. It is an extremely fun flick. The problems I've got with it are quite small in the grand scheme of things. They're just problems that I had with it that I would say dropped a few stars for me. But if you like your cheesy movies, if you like monster movies, it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that they've got a big cast, and you expect more from it. I think that's the biggest problem. But I'll watch it again when it comes out on physical media. I'll buy it. Definitely be one I'm willing to watch again. I quite enjoyed it. I give it a solid 3 stars. So, I recommend this one any day.
I would recommend it, but maybe wait for streaming. I wouldn't waste your money on this personally. I think the concept is good. I think it's a slightly poor execution. Like I said earlier, I think it's not funny enough to be a comedy horror, and it's not scary at all. There's nothing. Everybody who ever gets picked off, I won't give you spoilers. Everybody who dies, no, I don't give a shit about anybody.
No, I know. Yeah, that's the problem I had.
Yeah, and they're all horrible. But yeah, definitely check it out. Should we go to comments?
Yeah. Do you want me to read some?
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah. Right. We've got Ed Jenkins. I'm with you, Kurt. I'll watch the same film over and over. Watch T2 3 times a day for 6 weeks or 1 summer holidays. Oh, easy. If there's a movie I can watch 3 times a day for 6 weeks, it would be T2.
Oh, so good.
Maybe if it was a bit shorter, though.
Yeah.
Is there a shortcut out there? Batshit says the eyebrow kid. If you type in the eyebrow kid in Google, he'll come up. That's what he's known as. John Rand says, I'm glad as parents we're all on the same page with disciplining our children. Shut the fuck up and eat your dinner.
I felt like just wait in the fucking car while I sign this contract.
Yeah. Palf says, felt more like a fantasy action to me, but it was a fun, easy watch with some great kills. Yeah, spot on there, Palf. We've got Jill John, fashionably late. We got Ben Davis, another late one. What's going on, guys? Hi, guys. Hope you're having a good weekend.
7 o'clock sharp. You know.
The Palf says, I dozed off a little bit, to be fair. Not because of the film, though. Just a sleepy gal.
I was tired. I don't truly blame the movie. Sometimes you're just tired.
I was extremely hungover watching it. Eli says, this gave me a made by Netflix movie. It was a fun streaming movie, but not at theatre prices.
100% agree. That, yeah,
Do you know what? There's been so many films like that the last few years where I feel like the cinema experience has hindered the movie for me. Like Late Night with the Devil. I watched that in cinema and I just didn't get anything from it. And I really do feel like a lot of those films would benefit from just watching it on streaming.
Yeah, I think that's the future of cinema, unfortunately. Like things like Avatar and Avengers, those are the films you watch in cinema and everything else be on streaming. You know, everyone's TVs are getting bigger. Nobody can be asked. You can pause films. Shall we move on to our next subject? We are talking about Megan 2.0.
Megan's gone Terminator 2.
Yes, or Mathregan, as some people call it. Mathregan 2.0.
Mathregan.
Yeah. It's M3GA. I watched this quite late to the party. Like you watched it, the trailer first, and you said it's got action. I was like, oh, how much action are we talking? A fucking lot. Oh my God. So the trailer. So do you want to give the gist of the plot? You can make out from the trailer.
Oh my God. So I suppose Megan's consciousness has manifested itself into a human. It seems she looks human, and she's
no, that's not it. They've used her technology to create a new AI robot woman. Like somebody stolen her plans and created it, and Megan's consciousness is in
that little bot thing,
silly
the blue
bot thing. Yeah. So basically they get Megan. So Megan is trapped in this crappy sort of kids thing, and they say you can't be trusted with the body because of last time you tried to kill us. It was really stupid. And then this other robot killer's taken out everybody and is coming for Alison Williams and Katie is it, the little girl? Yeah. And they make a new Megan so it can fight this other robot. So that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, and they make her taller as well. There she is.
Yeah.
The true long legs. Now this is long legs 2.0. That's what it should be called.
Do you know what it is? Like I know I'm going to sound like an old fart, right? But they're overly sexualizing Megan. Like she's meant to be just like a kid in the first one, and then they're trying to make it all sexy, and they kind of
It's weird.
It almost
feels it's not about being an old man, Jenks. It's just about being morally okay with it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it is a doll, but it's modeled to look like a kid and be a kid's best friend.
Yeah, because in this one, at least they're making her look like a grown-up, but they made it taller.
Well, I don't know, mind. They only
older.
made it taller. She's still got the same face.
Yeah. But yeah,
so-
I feel like this whole sequel is just built on the popularity of that dance she does in the first one. They just said, that's what people loved. Let's dive into that. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Now, they've kept the plot of this movie basically completely under wraps the whole time, right? So we didn't know anything about this one going into it, or at least, obviously, until the trailer was released.
Yeah.
So we're all just going to assume it's going to be Megan gets rebuilt, just like they did in Child's Play 2, and comes back for the family with a vengeance, and they're going to chuck in some cool new kills, right? But when I watched the trailer, I could not believe what I was seeing, because it's such a contrast to the first movie, and I mean a complete flip. Now, if history repeats itself, it can be great, right? Because we've seen so many movies where the sequel has changed the genre completely and it's been for the better, right? I'll obviously bring up Terminator 2 because it feels like they've done the T2 treatment on this one, right?
Oh, totally.
So I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, what the hell is this? But I don't think it looks awful, Jenks. I obviously would have preferred to keep the horror elements, and bear in mind, I don't really care for the first one, right? I watched it, it was a serviceable horror movie, but I haven't gone back and watched it again. I didn't care that much about it, right? Yeah. It was just a movie that came out that I threw away. So I'm not precious over the first movie, but I was like, what the hell have they done? This is mad.
Yeah, they seem to be almost like leading into like superhero shit.
Yeah, look at that.
That's like crazy. You know, why? I honestly, I was flabbergasted. I don't know whether they were looking for shock value, people talking about it. But I really like Megan 1. I don't usually like doll films and killer dolls, and you know how I feel about shit like that. But this was good. It made sense. She was a killer. She was like a Terminator, but you know, she was strong and everything and intelligent. And obviously, like I said, they're going for the Terminator 2 vibe of she becomes the goodie, the protagonist, and there's a new killer. But I find like the evil robot, she's called Amelia in it, she looks too human. She just looks like a normal human. Like, at least Megan looks off. She doesn't look like a human. She looks
there's something going off about her, like.
Yeah.
Just because of how mad that trailer is, I'm quite looking forward to it because it's so insane. Yeah. Now, it may end up being shit, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is shit, right? I'm not saying the trailer blew me away and it's my most anticipated movie. I'm just saying I was blown away by the trailer because I can't believe how much they flipped this movie. And you've seen from those clips just now, it's balls to the wall Avengers movie.
I know, and the problem with it is that it's probably too late because nobody cares about superheroes anymore. I think I would rather it be a flat out sequel. I know they're trying something different, and you got to take your hat off to anything they try something different. But
that's why I'm excited. That's why I think, you know what, I will give this movie a good go because I got to give it a Blumhouse. It's a ballsy move.
It is, but do you know what I'm worried? It looks like they spent a few quid on this because it looks quite marvelly.
Yeah, it's big. But the main thing is, right, I don't care about the first movie. I'm not going to care about the sequel, but that trailer has me a little bit intrigued just because of how bonkers it looks.
Yeah. I think when this comes out, I think we will watch it and we will review it.
We can't review it on the channel, Jenks.
It's too actiony. But yeah, we'll have to. It's Megan, isn't it? Tough.
Of course.
Look, I wasn't looking forward to the first one, and I watched it and I really enjoyed it. I rewatched it recently. I stuck it on for my wife, and I enjoyed it again. It is a really she's quite a scary villain at the end.
I keep thinking I want to watch it again, but then I'm just like, nah, can't be arsed.
Yeah, I just watched
There's
Demons
been a few
2
times
again.
where I'm like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, exactly, because Demons 2 is a great horror movie.
Yeah.
You're saying that as if it's a bad thing.
No, not.
I just watched Demons 2 again.
No, I'm saying because you love watching films about 200 times. Right.
Yeah, so that says a lot, though, doesn't it?
I'm going to read some comments. So we've got Ben's in the house, sun's out, but it's beer in the garden weather. Yes, that's fair enough. Yes. So he also says, Megan 2, I didn't even know there was a new one. He's not very clued up in there. What's going on? It says here that so Gina has been a member for 4 months. Oh, that's
4
awesome.
months.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much, Gina. As far back as my memory serves me, Gina has been probably our first few videos. I remember Gina commenting way before we did our first live. So you may have been a member for 4 months, yes, but you've been with us for over a year. So thank you so much, amazing. Gina. You're awesome.
So Gina also says she thinks she's taller because the actress is older. So I'm guessing they're using the same actress.
It is the same actress, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they didn't need to use the same actress because her face is pretty CGI'd, isn't it? Who was just jumped in?
No,
hi, all you are.
The human girl, not Megan. You said her face is CGI'd.
No. Gina's talking about she thinks that she's taller because the actress is aged. So Megan, they made her taller.
They made Megan taller to match the actress who has her age, innit?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but you said she had a CGI face. Who's got a CGI face?
No, Megan's got a CGI face.
Right, what's that got to do with it?
I'm saying is they didn't need to use the same actress to play Megan because the face isn't it's a CGI face. They could use anybody.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah, so Megan's taller now because the actress is taller. But they could
they used the same actress for Megan?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Caught up?
That's a cop-out, that is. Cop-out.
Well, I don't know. So Sam's jumped in, evening folks. Hi, Sam.
Hey, what's happening, Sam?
Eli says, I thought the first Megan was lame as fuck. Megan 2 looks even more lame and she's a superhero now. Yeah, I'm good.
That's the Eli I know and love.
Yeah, Paul said, never got around to watching Megan. It doesn't appeal to me. Look, I think it's worth watching, Megan 1. I can't speak for this one, but I think it's a solid horror film. Really good. Eli says, Demons is a great supernatural movie, not a zombie movie, Jenks. Look.
Do you know, this is what I was telling him yesterday, right? When we put that post up for members, we were genuinely having an argument because Jenks thinks a vampire movie can be a zombie movie just because it follows the same tropes as a zombie movie. So you're going to tell me that Demons is a zombie movie just because it follows the tropes of a zombie movie, whereas they're stuck in one location and because there's an infection that carries over and possesses the next person, it's a zombie movie. It is not.
It's a zombie style movie. That's what I said.
Oh, so you've added the style in now.
We had this discussion.
You were a lot more chopsy yesterday, right? I said you were a lot more chopsy.
I said, like, the even class I Am Legend as a zombie movie, which is ridiculous. Because
that's only because people don't know the source material and they don't know that they're vampires. That's all it is. And let's be honest, the Will Smith one, they geared more towards them being zombies.
They did. I mean, in the book, they're vampires, but it's not really specified. Don Keats in the house. Hi, Don.
Hi, Don.
I've seen the trailer for this one. Not impressed. Whoops, late again. Hope you're both well. I'm not impressed either, to be honest. I was a little bit, what the fuck is this?
But that's why I'm impressed. I'm like I said, I'm not saying I was like, oh, this looks really good. I was just like, what the hell am I watching, you know?
I just don't see, like, I know we're only seeing a 2-minute trailer, but you know, when you've got Megan is in the body of that, like, kid's toy thing. Yeah. I just thought they would melt it. Megan was deadly. They cracked jokes with her and stuff. It's like, no, they would be erased. You wouldn't just be like, oh, look, when you prove yourself, I'll give you a body. That is nonsense, even for a 2-minute trailer, isn't it?
Yeah. 100% agree with you, Jenks.
Yeah. Oh, we've got we've got a super chat here, £5. Awesome. Here's $5 towards your next film. Oh, it's amazing. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jill. Hey, we won't be far off, Jenks. Another 10k to go.
Yes. we're putting it towards our movie. You know, that's the plan.
Yes, we will be,
Eli Cortez says Jenks was getting a little bit drunk, his water on the rocks in that pic. Look, gin and tonic, a man's drink, okay?
I'm there with a pint.
Yeah. Sam Jones says that Megan poster is horrendous. Again, they're leaning into that dance, and I think they think that's our audience. People love the dance.
How ugly is that poster? It's so uninspired, but unfortunately, that poster will get ticket sales. That's the way it works, like. It's the same with thumbnails. You come up with these really great thumbnails with awesome detail. Nobody clicks. You've got to have those basic bog standard ones that people can look at quick with a glance and they get it. Yeah. But yeah, Sam, that poster's atrocious.
Yeah, the colours are nice, pink and the black and the white, but
it looks like a Gucci commercial or something, you know?
That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Right. So you can lead this one, Kurt, because he's your man. We're now talking about John Carpenter finally gets a star.
Honestly, after Gal Gadot, right? So Gal Gadot got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before the greatest director of all time. I don't care what anyone says. John Carpenter, no one deserves a star more than this guy. Get it off the screen.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Kal-El, no.
She only just did Wonder Woman. I think they've trashed. Did you say they've trashed a star?
I don't know if the photo is fake, but I've seen it all smashed up. It looks like someone's like.
I think because she's Israeli. I think that's what it is.
Maybe, yeah. But I'm just talking about acting wise now, right? I don't care about any of the other shit.
No,
acting wise. There's another bit as well from Death in the Nile, which is like, enough champagne to fill the Nile. It's awful.
Poor girl.
But I was absolutely chuffed when I heard that my favourite guy in the world is getting his star. Keith David was there, Kurt Russell, they did great speeches. I watched the ceremony. It was fantastic and absolutely fair dues to the guy. What I've always loved about John Carpenter is that he's never chasing his previous hits. So he follows up Halloween with The Fog. He could have easily gone back into that slasher genre that he basically started and cashed in on his own win. And no, he just constantly kept pushing the envelope, constantly developing new ideas, different ideas, and movies that he wanted to do, not what people wanted him to do. And he has had one of the greatest careers in horror. It's been one of the most long-lasting careers, spanned over 20 years. Yes, the later half of his career is quite weak, but a few of those movies that I didn't like when I was young, like Vampires and not Ghost of Mars, there's a few that I've rewatched as an adult and I've got more appreciation for. I love Body Bags.
I like Body Bags.
It's loads of fun.
I tried to watch Ghost of Mars and I struggled with it. It was the one with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
That's crap.
Yeah, and Jason Statham. But this guy is responsible for giving us some of the most iconic movies. Forget horror, I'm talking just movies, because his horror movies are so well done, they're so inspired that you can put them into any bracket. He is not a schlocky director. He isn't someone that just chucks out horror movies for a quick scare. He delivers Oscar-winning, or Oscar-worthy, I should say.
Yes.
Oscar-worthy movies time after time with the stamp that he puts on every movie. You've got the cinematography, the lenses, the movies, the scripts, the actors, everything. Nobody deserves a star more than this guy, and I can't believe it's taken him this long, honestly.
You know, The Thing is one of the greatest horror movies ever. It has some of the best practical effects ever. It's quite hard to believe it was made in 1982. It's bonkers.
Yeah, it's mental.
He creates great characters. You got Snake Plissken now. He's so
Snake
fucking
Plissken.
cool. You know, like as crap as like Escape from LA is, cause Kurt's in it, you can rewatch it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't, to be honest, because I love Escape so much. In my John Carpenter ranking, I put it above Halloween, right? Way above Halloween. I looked up to this guy when I was a kid, right? I had Escape from New York. It was probably one of the first John Carpenter movies I'd seen. I had it on VHS when I was a kid. And Snake Plissken is one of the greatest characters created ever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a character.
Do you know, right, when I was putting together these photos now for this, right, I put up, I want to put up like Thing, and I thought, what else I could put up? Escape from LA. I forgot he did Halloween. That's how good he is. I thought, oh yeah, that's enough. I forgot about Michael Myers.
With Halloween, because this spawned such a big franchise, it's become its own entity.
Yeah, you forget it's him.
Well, I don't because I'm a top fan, but I agree with you that Halloween has become bigger than John Carpenter himself. Do you know what I mean? It's become its own entity. But, look at that lineup as well. Greg Nicotero.
I mean, Greg Nicotero is a proper, like, rock star. I know he's got the long hair, but he looks like a British rock star, like somebody from Led Zeppelin.
He's awesome.
Well, so does Tom Savini. He's like a rock star as well, isn't he?
Yeah. But look at that lineup. These guys have given us some of the greatest movies in horror history. Outside of John Carpenter as well, Greg Nicotero has had an insane career. He's worked on some of the best horror movies. He's still going today.
Yeah.
He's probably at the forefront of keeping practical effects going.
Yeah.
You know, he's the one pushing it. Obviously, Keith David and Kurt Russell are legends themselves.
It's funny, like, because I love Walking Dead. I used to love it. I fell off a cliff about like, season 8. But I was in awe of this special effects. I know Greg Nicotero was creating them or certainly overseeing them.
Yeah.
And you're talking some of the greatest zombie makeup you could ever have.
Oh, God, yeah.
And to see him up there with sort of John Carpenter, you just know that this guy, everybody knows in the horror world, John Carpenter is the epitome of a horror director.
That name, just John Carpenter. And here's my little homage. I don't know if you can see that, guys. I've got one of... See, you're making fun of me for picking the Thing on my favourite posters.
Yeah.
I would have wanted this with more colour. I got it done a while ago. But it's pretty good. But the only problem is I love that image so much that it's always hidden though, because it's at the back of my arm.
Yeah.
No one can see it. But one of the first tattoos I got was John Carpenter's The Thing. And I have to get that iconic image. But I would say John Carpenter is the first time I became aware of a creator because I had already seen a few of his films and I didn't know that the same guy had made them. A lot of them, I was like, Kurt Russell's in this movie, I want to watch it. And then finding out that 4 of the movies I loved of him in, John Carpenter directed them. And then discovering his other works then, like Prince of Darkness, They Live, The Fog. It's my earliest memory of movies and getting into horror is John Carpenter, and I just grew up idolising this guy.
I got to say, like, I would love to see a list of all, like, the stars and see, like, the levels. Like, Gal Gadot is obviously a very modern person now, and she's got a star. But how can it take so long for this guy? I mean, it's better late than never. He's getting old now. He could die any second now, you know.
No, he's alive and kicking.
He doesn't look like I think he's not in a wheelchair, is he? He's just sitting down.
No, he's not in a wheelchair. My thing with... I've completely lost my trail of thought now, what I was going to say. Carry on with what you were saying. It'll come back around.
Anyway, no, I was done. But yeah, this guy is a pure legend. Look, if
that's what I was going to say. Sorry.
Even if you had just done The Thing and Halloween, that would have been done. That would still be a mic drop.
100%. My thing with John Carpenter is that obviously as hardcore horror fans, everybody knows who John Carpenter is. The problem is that while he was alive and kicking, and I mean when he had a career, he wasn't appreciated as much, right? So you obviously had his hardcore fan base from the start. You're going back to Assault on Precinct 13, Halloween, all his early movies. You had the hardcore fan base, but he was a cult director, you know, he had that underground cult following. And I think only in the last few years, or maybe 10, 20 years, I don't know, 10 years, 15, he's become a bigger name, more synonymous with the movies that he's made. And I feel like as of only recently, he started to become a true icon. And in terms of a household name, do you know what I mean? I may be way off there, guys. That's just my thinking about.
No, you're right.
On it, you know?
It's a kind of a shame that he never got the sort of status, like Hollywood recognition, like Sam Raimi's got or Peter Jackson's got. They all cut their teeth in the same sort of low budget horrors. Even like, I suppose, Wes Craven, he was massive. I suppose a Scream got him massive. But Sam Raimi obviously does blockbusters, same as Peter Jackson. But yeah, he has become a cult director now, and I'm glad he's been appreciated, you know, even if it's a bit too late.
Oh yeah, and like his true passion is music as well, and the music that he brings to his films. You know, there's a story where they did a test screening of Halloween and nobody reacted to it, right? Nobody had anything great to say about the movie in terms of how it made them feel or how much it scared them.
Yeah.
And apparently he went away and he wrote that score, the famous Halloween score. re-edited the film, put the score over it in all the right places, and they did another test screening and they absolutely flipped for it. And that's when obviously he knew we had them, and John Carpenter had to do the score for almost all his movies. Yeah,
he's a genius. Should we go to comments?
Yeah, do you want me to read some?
Yeah.
Let's get through. Right. Right, this is about Megan. I hate that poster. It's pink. Yeah, it's way too pink.
I like pink.
Ben Davis says, finally. I know.
Better late than never, isn't it?
John Moran says, not a moment too soon. The funny thing about it is that you have to pay for these stars and the upkeep of it. Really shocked he's willing. The tight-fisted old bastard.
Do you have to pay for them, is it? I don't know how it works.
He is a bit tight, isn't he, John? I've seen a fair few interviews of him. I'm lucky enough to have been in the same room as the guy. He came to Bristol years back. I must have been about over 10 years ago. He came to Bristol to do his tour. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just skipped past that. We've got Eli saying John Carpenter is a fucking legend. He honestly doesn't need one of those stars. He is the fucking star. Spot on, pal. He definitely doesn't need the star, but it's nice for him to get that on.
Gal Gadot does, though, in all fairness. She's got nothing else.
I'll give it to her.
Apart from her looks.
John says Village of the Damned was the one that had the biggest drop off for me. Still to watch Starman and Dark Star. I've seen Dark Star. It's not very good.
I've seen Starman with Jeff Bridges one, isn't it?
Jeff Bridges, yeah.
Yeah.
Don says John Carpenter, a true legend. He is. He is. Gina says, after I saw Assault on Precinct 13, my brother or dad was sent to the ice cream van. I was 7. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That is such a controversial scene. I don't know if you've seen Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah. I haven't seen the remake.
But yeah, the girl who gets shot by the ice cream van, very, very controversial scene. Eli says John Carpenter also gave us some of the best scores in film history. Totally. Spot on, pal. Gina says, Eli, the music in Halloween is why I loved it from the age of 4. He's amazing with his music. Yeah, spot on. What a theme tune. You've got, I'd say, Halloween and The Exorcist, like, tied for the greatest scores ever put to horror.
Yeah, Tubular Bells.
And the most iconic.
So creepy.
Yeah, and Twilight Zone. I put Twilight Zone up there as well. Similar sort of eerie vibe to it.
Yeah, my favourite, one of my favourites, no, it's not quite horror, but it still could be creepy sometimes, is the Doctor Who theme. That's still one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've never liked Doctor Who, but that is a good one.
Well, it used to be good as shit now. But that theme can be haunting as well. It's brilliant. But yeah, Tubular Bells, Halloween, amazing themes. Right, our next topic, and I'm so glad we got some topics again. We haven't done this for ages. We are talking... We're doing another trailer breakdown for Bring Her Back. It's the follow-up.
Hey, guys, you're being spoiled tonight, guys. Plenty to go through.
Yes, it's the trailer breakdown for Bring Her Back. It's their follow-up from Talk to Me.
Yes.
And yeah, I can't wait. I watched this trailer about 2 days ago. It doesn't give away a lot. It's basically all you seem to know from the trailer is... somebody's died. Sally Hawkins' child, I think it is. It's quite vague, isn't it? And she found a way to bring him back. There's a method. They say that the spirit stays in the body months after the body's died. And that's pretty much it. You don't really know much more than that, isn't it? It's quite vague.
Yeah, that and the fact that she's just adopted or fostered 2 kids that have just come to live with her, and obviously they're uncovering what's been going on in this house. So obviously she's been doing some sort of ritual to bring her daughter back. And oh my God, this looks so haunting. The teaser trailer was amazing. I was reluctant to watch the second one, but I couldn't help myself because... I'm just a slag for trailers, right? I love them. And I always tell myself, I'm done now. I've seen enough. I've seen what I want to see. Yeah. I'm going to move on and just wait for the movie to come out. And then soon as I see that video pop up, new trailer released, I got to watch it. And if these guys, Danny and Michael Philippou, have another hit on their hands, if this is half as good as Talk to Me, I hope it's as good, obviously. I just hope they've got another hit on their hands, Jenks, and I feel like they've got this coming out this year, next month, and then they're doing Talk to Me 2. That's going to be released in 2026. So imagine, right, this comes out, it's a big hit, it's great with the critics, and then they release Talk to Me 2 and that as well. These guys are going to be on another planet. Hollywood is going to be theirs.
So my perception of this, even though I love Talk to Me, this looked much classier. This looked like this looked like another level. I wouldn't say necessarily artsy. The only thing artsy about it is the trailer that doesn't give away a lot, which I like. It's a short trailer.
The sound design on the trailer as well makes you feel uneasy.
But it looks like they have learned a few things from the last film, and this looks. And you got Sally Hawkins. Sally Hawkins is
that was a big pull.
Did she win an Oscar for the Shape of Water?
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, she did.
Well, either way, she's a big actress. She wouldn't be taking on any old project. This is not like a typical horror. So she's in Paddington, right? But she's not in Paddington 3. And everyone's like, "Oh, come on, why is she not in it?" I wonder if she was signed up for
doing this.
Probably.
Yeah.
Do some horror film.
I know which one I choose, but this I am beyond excited for this movie. Everyone who's familiar with the look at that. Look at those images. It looks so haunting.
Yeah, it looks really classy.
Anyone who knows me from the channel will know how much I love Talk to Me. I think it's one of the greatest horror movies in the last 20 years. I did, in fact, add it onto my list, the one of the best horrors of the last 25 years. Not that my word means much. I like so much shit. So don't take it to heart, guys. Everyone knows my word doesn't mean much, but I'm insanely excited for this movie.
I just honestly I love when directors kind of learn a lot from the last one and really they wanted it like this. I would say Talk to Me is quite classy, right? It's not a cheapy horror. You've got really good characters. You've got believable teens. This looks like an Oscar-worthy sort of horror film, and I'm a big fan. It's got I suppose it'll probably have a Pet Sematary vibe where you're bringing people back and you're not supposed to mess with it. The person they're bringing back is not going to be the person they know. It's got a bit of the Lazarus project or effect.
Effect. Oh, you got me.
No, it's Effect, I think. It's the one with that bird. I can't remember her name now. She's fit. And it's got a bit of Wakewood.
That narrows it down, Jenks. She's fit.
Oh, she's fit. She's the
You're such a pig,
man. She did that stupid film. I didn't watch it. I say stupid. I didn't see it. You're
like a jock, Jenks. Oh, it's got that fit bird.
I am a jock. My gin and tonic.
It's got that really talented actress in it, you know?
Gal Gadot, that's it.
Yeah.
No,
enough champagne to fill the Nile.
No, it's the girl. What the hell's her name? She directed that film, I Love You, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling. She was with Jason Sudeikis.
What's her name now?
I can't remember.
I've drawn a blank.
Gone.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But why did I even bring her up? I've forgotten now.
Oh, no one knows.
Oh, yeah, the Lazarus effect she was in.
Yeah.
And it reminds me as well, there was a film that came out called Wakewood. Have you seen that?
Yes, it's got a cover with a hand coming out.
Yeah, so
of the ground.
I read the book, and then I watched the film. The film is a bit cheap. It's kind of Irish folklore where they can bring back the dead and they can bring them back for 3 days, and after that, then you're not allowed to do any more. I can't remember what happens now. But I love stuff like that. I know they played out. I know when the person comes back, it's not really them and they're different. I'm guessing it's going to be the same beats, but I don't care. Who cares? It looks great.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know after the first teaser trailer they released, there was something in my head like, is this going to be a secret sequel to Talk to Me? Because I suppose they're going to have a vision, and if this trailer is anything like the movie, I feel like they've got a vision that they're going to be bringing to all their horror movies, kind of like an auteur vision. But the tone felt so similar to Talk to Me, and then the title also is quite similar, Talk to Me, Bring Her Back. I was thinking in my head, is this going to be a surprise sequel to Talk to Me?
And there's a hand on the cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is that the same shape?
Are they
almost?
Are they going for a similar vibe just because of how well Talk to Me did, and this is their vision?
Yeah. Or have they got a hand fetish like Tarantino's foot fetish?
I wouldn't be surprised if this is a surprise sequel to Talk to Me. I wouldn't be gutted either.
Yeah. So I can't wait for this. I can't remember when it's out. I think it's out in May, isn't it?
May, yes. It is.
We're going to jump on this, and we're definitely going to review it. I can't wait. Should we read a few comments? I'll read them. Where were we? I can't find her. Do you remember your last thing?
Do you mean to do it, Jenks? Because I got it here.
No, sorry. Here we go. There we go. Right. So Ben says, this looks great. I look forward to this one. And Eli says, I haven't heard of this, but I have to check it out for sure. Yeah, definitely. If it's anything, even if it's half as good as Talk to Me, it's worth a watch.
100%.
Sam Jones says, no, that's a movie poster. Bring her back. It is a great poster. It's the colours, the imagery. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, those eyes as well. Horrible.
Yeah, really good. Eli Cotter says, I trust you, Curtis, 100% my guy.
Yes.
So Ben says, Jenks, I can't remember her name, but she's fit. What is her name? Is it Olivia something? No, it's not. What's her name? She's really famous.
Oh, God, just leave it because it's going to fry my head, man.
Chat, what's her name? She was in House as well. And she's an knobhead. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, we can't wait for this one. My God, Curtis, isn't that mental? Look at the time. It's coming up to an hour. That is bonkers.
Every time.
Well, no, we said, like, look, it doesn't matter. We don't have to stretch it to an hour and a half. We don't need to. Whatever the length is, the length. But
yeah.
We've, it's, but I can't wait for this. Anything to add, Kurt?
No, the only thing I'll say is, guys, if there's Olivia Wilde.
I knew it was
thank
Olivia.
you so much, Eli.
She's fit.
Yeah. Jenks, shut your mouth. Right. I'll open the floor, guys. If you want to ask us any questions about anything we've talked about tonight, anything you want us to cover, I'm happy to do that. We can just chill out for a couple of minutes. But that is all the news we've got today, guys. We've slammed through that way too quick.
Some papers now.
That's all the news we got today. Unique New York. New York.
I wish I had papers on the table. That'd be so good.
Yeah, I know. Just tapping them on the table, like.
Anyway, look, hey guys, if you're on Facebook, jump on our Facebook group. We're trying to get it up to 100. We're on 42. We only recently started it, but
yeah.
I'm.
No, it'd be good. The only update I've got, guys, is we're going to be going live on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We've got Movie Squirm coming onto the channel. Yes. And we're going to talk about the best movies of the 20s so far. Now, we started this podcast at the start of 24.
Yep.
So there's a lot of movies, obviously, in the 20s that came out before we started the podcast. And we're just going to do a tier ranking. We're going to bring up all the best horror movies that have come out in the last 5 years. And just tier rank them. I love doing those tier rankings. They're easy. We don't have to go into too much detail. We can just chuck a film out and put it where we want to.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to get Movie Squirm on again. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good laugh. Also, if you want to become a channel member, starts from 99 pence / 99 cents. It goes up to $4.99. We've got loads of content on there now. So it's well worth joining. And we're always adding new stuff all the time. Anything else? And subscribe to our channel, definitely.
Don, I think Sinners is my next watch. That comes out on the 18th, I believe. I think that's the next big horror movie this month, Jenks. Sinners.
Yes. That looks really good. What else they show in the trailer? So Drop is coming out.
Drop.
Don't fancy that, Sinners. But it's meant to be good.
Yeah. I think it's Sinners. I think Sinners is the next one. But the true treat. I may actually be going to see Havoc in cinema. So I've applied for tickets to go to the premiere in Cardiff, right on my doorstep. But the tickets are free, but you've got to apply for them. And you don't find out, I think, until the day before if you got the tickets. So fingers crossed. I think it's showing on the 16th, I believe. I'll get to see Havoc a week early on the big screen. If not, I'll be watching on Netflix the day it drops. But what a waste it would be not to see that magnificent movie on the big screen.
So the film I'm most looking forward to, I am looking forward to Sinners, but it's Final Destination Bloodlines. I absolutely love that franchise. It looks awesome. it just looks a spot on. They're leading into all the sort of, like, every film has a little bit of misdirection, but they're really leading into that barbecue scene.
God,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. We've got a question here from Jordan. Jordan says, if a modern director wants to announce a remake of one of JC's films, what would you want it to be and why? So I know Christine is definitely coming. They're going to remake Christine, although that's a Stephen King book, so it doesn't really belong to John Carpenter, although I think it's one of his best movies, and it's still going to be hard to follow that one.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I wouldn't be dead against them. Not that they need to do They Live, because it's still relevant now. In fact, it's more relevant now more than ever about, the whole message about obey and consume. But any of them, to be honest, there's been talks of Blumhouse doing a thing. There's been unearthed pages from the book that were lost for years, so apparently it changes the story loads, and they're thinking about delving back in and just remaking the thing. I would absolutely be there for that. But gun to my head, I'd love them to do The Fog, but properly. And why? Because the remake is absolutely shit. Now, I have given remakes more chances recently, right? There's films I didn't enjoy on first watch that I've rewatched this year, and I really enjoyed them. I won't get that with The Fog. I know it's awful.
When did you watch it last?
I think when it came out, probably, Jenks.
I watched it when it came out, and I didn't like it, but maybe it's worth revisiting. You never know.
I'll do it, but I don't hold much faith to that one. But yeah, John, if a gun to my head, I'd pick The Fog, because I think we're at a great time where horror's in a great place. I think people have a better appreciation and understanding for that 80s vibe, those cult movies.
Yeah.
So I think if they don't try and modernise it too much with a modern twist and just keep it grounded like they did with the original, go back to it being a classic haunting story, they could do a great job with The Fog, and ditch the CGI fog. We don't need it. They did need it in the original movie. They don't need it now.
Yeah, maybe Rob Zombie can remake Halloween again. Have another crack at it.
Have another crack. Right, Rob, you got one more chance, boy.
Oh, I don't want to do it. Everybody hated me last time. Even John Carpenter. I don't want to piss him off. I watched Rob Zombie on Joe Rogan. I felt a bit sorry for him. I've shit on him a lot, and I just thought, he just wants to be a filmmaker, and he had so much shit for that film. Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
He seems like a decent guy. Stupid name, obviously, but he's just not a particularly good director. But he clearly loves horror. One of those things.
Yeah. I mean, I like a fair few of his films, so I don't think he's the worst director ever. I love Devil's Rejects and House of Thousand Corpses. I thought 3 from Hell was trash. Lords of Salem is okay. 31.
What about the Monsters?
It's okay. Oh, come on. I couldn't even finish that.
Yeah.
I didn't say all his films were good, right? I didn't. But I'm actually a really big fan of Devil's Rejects. That ending scene where Freebird is playing by Leonard Skinner and they're just driving towards the cops. Pure cinema, Jenks.
Yeah. Right. I think we can wrap it up there, Kurt. Do you reckon?
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
Listen, and if any of you guys want to support the channel, I've just signed up for this. Buy us a coffee.
We're not going to spend it on coffee though. We'll probably spend it on beer. Just so you know.
Well, I could actually change it to beer. You can change the icon. But yeah, any support is really, really appreciated.
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind a coffee on my way to work tomorrow morning.
Do you know what it is? We genuinely, every penny we make from this channel, I'm not going to say it goes to charity. It sounds like it was building up to that. It goes to us filming this year, or just any equipment and things like that. We thought, let's just reinvest it, and we want to start making short films.
Yeah, every penny's going to go into it. We want to do it properly this time. So yeah. I've made a fair few short films, but with no money whatsoever. We want to hire decent actors. We want to rent decent equipment. Jenks is obviously a fantastic writer. We've got some great stories lined up, and we're going to give a good crack, guys. I feel like this podcast is a means to that, and I feel like we want to do this to get to where we really want to be, and that's making movies. So we want to make at least 2 short movies this year. My daughter herself now is a bit of an actor. She's had some great offers. I wouldn't say great offers, but she's auditioned for some cracking films.
Yeah.
So she won't cost anything. She'll do it for free. I'll get my daughter in them. Well, to be fair, she's got an agent now, so probably will have to pay her agent.
So do you know? So what was I saying now? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So originally, I think we came up. I wanted to make my own platform to promote my books, my horror books, and I thought, I'd want to build up a channel so I can start pushing my books. But this is kind of taking over my life, where this is my thing that I love, and now it's just like it's not like I want to just push my books. I actually want to make this successful. And the same with if we make the films, they all kind of like sort of connect perfectly, like a horror.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
but like always, guys, everyone who's jumped on tonight, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for jumping on Sunday after Sunday, and hopefully now Wednesday after Wednesday. Yes. But thank you all. You're all awesome, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Sunday. I'm going to hit the hay. I'm not sure what I'm going to watch tonight, Jenks. I've got too much now. Too much built up to watch.
Well, I'm definitely going to read this out. Jenks is an amazing author, Eli says. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
That's nice of you, Eli. I agree, pal.
We'll catch you at 8 p.m. UK time on Wednesday. And have a great Sunday. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.